I'm sure most of you guys saw the news a couple of months ago when former Metallica bass guitar player Jason Newsted made some statements in an interview about talking to drummer Alex Van Halen and about the possibility of going out on tour with Alex and Joe Satriani on guitar to play Van Halen songs. Well, as you can guess, that interview got quite a lot of attention because people were like, What? What's he talking about? So let me read to you what was printed about Jason's statement in case you didn't see it or in case you forgot. According to Jason, Alex Van Halen picked Satriani to play guitar and contacted him about handling the bass duties. Well, he's a bass guitar player, okay. Newsted said he agreed to travel to California to jam with them to see how it felt, but ultimately, he knew it would be impossible to do justice to the band's legacy. How could you do it justice? There's nobody that can top it, so how do you show it honor? I didn't want it to be viewed as a money grab. And then it kind of just all fizzled. Well, after that, the cat was out of the bag. Then people started asking Joe Satriani, hey, what's up with this Van Halen tour that you're going to be doing with Jason Newsted and Alex Van Halen? And this is what Joe had to say about that. I've been talking with Alex and Dave for about a year about doing something, a tour, something like that. That was going to be a true tribute to Eddie and the Van Halen legacy. For me, it was a terrifying prospect of doing something like that. But I realized that it was something that would be a real labor of love for me. I was just so honored to take on the challenge. It's very complicated. All I can really say about it is that if it does happen, I know we'll make it the greatest thing ever for the fans. We'll all celebrate together, not only the great Eddie Van Halen, but the legacy that the band created. The amazing amount of music and the goodwill and good vibes they created as a band. Alright, so that's Jason Newsted, that's Joe Satriani. I haven't seen anything, any comments, no kind of press like coming from Alex Van Halen. That's not a surprise because the guy, I never see him doing interviews or anything in the press. So not surprising there. But what about David Lee Roth? What does he have to say about it? Well, you can imagine, right, being David Lee Roth and the way he talks about things. Here's what he said. In my mind, Van Halen 4K, that's what he called it, in the age of COVID is going to require two of us for every position. Joe Satriani and Steve Lukather, Michael Anthony and Jason Newsted, Alex Van Halen or Tommy Lee. Probably the only one who could do my job today would be Pink, David Lee Roth said. Pink? When asked about the possibilities of a Van Halen tribute band, including Pink and guitarist Joe Satriani, Roth said, yeah, I wrote the songs. I was the one who named the band. And I'm only in the middle of my first retirement. Okay, what does founding member bass player Michael Anthony have to say about all this? He says, I actually had been talking on a conference call with manager Irving Azoff, is that how you say that? Alex and Dave last year. So I don't know what the Jason thing was all about. And that's with Joe Satriani. And you know, I spoke to Joe about it and it was more, just something that was kicking around. I don't know if it was just nothing more than anyone talking, but I did have some talks with Dave and Alex last year. But what do you guys think? Should they go out on tour? And should they call it Van Halen? I don't think so. I mean, how can you have the band called Van Halen without Eddie Van Halen? If they were to do it, I think they'd have to call it something like the Van Halen Celebration or, a night of Van Halen's music or something like that. And I'm really curious about the Jason Newsted thing though. Why would Alex be contacting him? Even if he doesn't want Michael Anthony, that seems like a really odd fit. Coming from Metallica and the heavier music. Not that he's not a great bass player, he is, and I'm sure he could play the songs easily, but it just seems like an odd fit for him to be doing this. I don't know. And really, why wouldn't you just get Michael Anthony in there to do it? He's the guy. He played on all those classic albums. And Michael did say that he'd been talking to Alex and the manager. Now, as far as the guitar duties go, I don't know if I can think of a better guy other than Joe Satriani to play those songs on guitar. Now, I would expect that Joe would play them pretty close to the originals, but it's still gonna sound like Joe Satriani. But would you guys want just a clone to play them note for note and sound exactly like Eddie? Because if that's the case, shouldn't you just go see a Van Halen tribute band and see somebody who sounds exactly like Van Halen? Or would you rather see, like, you know, Joe Satriani putting his spin on it, but still keeping close to the original, keeping it respectful, I guess you could say? And as far as Alex wanting to go out and do this tour, are you cool with that? Do you think it's a good idea? I mean, I feel kind of bad for the guy. Like, the only band he's ever played in his entire life is Van Halen. That's his music. I mean, I know Eddie, I'm sure, wrote the songs, wrote the riffs and everything, but Alex played the drums on all that stuff. So now that his brother is gone, is he supposed to just never tour again? Never play music again? That's it? He's done? I don't think that's the right idea either. I think he should be able to go out and celebrate that music and play that music because that's his lifetime. But I would say definitely don't call it like this is the new Van Halen. Just like I said before, just call it like it's a celebration of Van Halen. This is a tribute to the one true king, the late great Eddie Van Halen. And then what about Sammy Hagar? Would he not want to be involved in this? Should they ask him to be involved? Why not have Dave and Sammy be on the tour? Dave sing the Dave songs, Sammy sing the Sammy songs. I mean, that's the best of both worlds right there, pun intended. And I think that would be really awesome for fans to see that. And they could really make it a true celebration and tribute to Eddie. And I just think that most fans would like to see that. Or would you rather just, you know, no, let's just put it to rest. No tour. I don't want to see them going out and sort of tarnishing the legacy of the band or of Eddie. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, guys. I'm really curious to see what everybody else thinks about this. All right, thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.